Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So there's so much to talk about after episode 13. I mean, my mind's just been running ever since the ending happened there, and just the fate of two characters, I would say, is definitely in a really scary situation that I am wondering if they're actually, if one of those characters, I don't think both of them are going to die, but I really do think that one of those characters is likely going to be a death here in the next couple of episodes. And yeah, I guess before going any further, I do have to warn you that this will contain spoilers for episode 13 of The Walking Dead. So if you haven't watched episode 13 titled Warlords, then I definitely recommend not checking out this video any further. Also, if you are new here, make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this. There's so much to talk about here. I mean, just watching the trailer for episode 14, seeing the ending events of 13, we're starting to see a lot of like where our characters are actually going to be going now within the Commonwealth. Because for me, for the longest time, I think that the whole thing has been, when does stuff start, right? Like, we've been getting a lot of the Commonwealth stuff. The Commonwealth is good, but you do have to get into some stuff right away. I'm really glad that they took their time a little bit in setting up the Commonwealth, saying that this place seems really good, but there is some stuff, you know, behind the scenes that isn't really good. And we get little things here and there. And 13, I think that's why that really reminded me of the Governor arc in season 3, because, you know, at first you think the Governor in Woodbury is a really good place, but it was only like 2-3 episodes in. I can't remember what episode it happened in, but it was the episode where the Governor went and found all the military personnel there and just like killed them all. We started to see all this stuff happen slowly to the point where we were like, yeah, like us, the audience, know that the Governor Woodbury is in a good place, but now these characters got to find out. We've kind of been there now for the last episode or two with the Commonwealth, right? You know, for people who don't read the comic, episode 10 may have just been like, oh, damn, this place looks really good. And 9 as well, right? 9 and 10 would have just made it seem like the Commonwealth is a really good place to be in. And then you go to episode 11 and, you know, Lance's reasoning there at the very end in terms of, you know, screwing Eugene over there was basically, in the end, everyone got their way, right? Like, everyone's allowed here. You lied to get in here, so we lied a little bit here as well. You know, so it kind of makes sense. But then you get episode 12, and then you start to learn a little bit more about Lance's motivations here. But again, this is stuff that the audience is finding out. You know, the characters don't know anything about it yet. Maggie has her suspicions. Rosita has her suspicions because she saw some stuff. But I guess Magna too, because she did mention that in episode 10. But all in all, this place seems like a good place, right? And then episode 13 happens here, and you have two characters by the name of Aaron and Gabriel who actually go and try to do a mission or a job or whatever for Lance, and then things go really wrong, and then we get the ending events of episode 13, where now we have a few characters in scary positions, but more specifically two characters, and that is Aaron and Gabriel. Like, we have Negan, who's in a kind of a bad situation as well as Maggie. You know, Maggie, Elijah, and Lydia, they're there as well, but they're not a part of the Commonwealth yet. You know, the people who actually have ties to the Commonwealth right now are Aaron and Gabriel, and I think that's where things can get a little scary here. And so that's kind of where we're set up here. We actually have some conflict now. We have a few of our characters here who have now learned why the Commonwealth is the way it is. And yeah, let's actually get into the episode trailer. Now that I've set everything up here, let's actually get into the trailer here. So the first scene here, we see Daryl, who's going to work. You know, it's just a normal day of just ordinary work for the Commonwealth military. You do see Sebastian, which I kind of find funny because he just kind of looks at Daryl and he's like, hey, what's up? And Daryl's just kind of like, oh, whatever. Like, Sebastian is that one character that he was created to annoy Daryl. And yeah, you can tell a lot of this stuff here. They're slowly setting this up, but yeah, we're going to see a lot more of this play out, I believe, in part 3, where, yeah, a lot of crazy stuff could happen. I mean, there could be some stuff that actually happens in episode 16 as well. We're going to have to wait and see. And a lot of that, you know, pertains to Mercer and when he does that switch where he joins our group. Because when is it going to happen? Is it going to happen in part 2 here? Or are we going to have to wait until the first couple of part 3? We'll have to wait and see. Rosita and Daryl seem to be going on a military mission. I don't know what it is. We know no specifics, obviously. But I do believe it's going to result with them running into Aaron, because we do have a shot of Aaron out there and running into Daryl, and we see them killing Commonwealth soldiers. That was actually in the trailer for, I think it was just a general trailer for part 2. We actually saw that there. So yeah, I mean, this basically means that in episode 14, things are going to go bad for Daryl, where he kind of separates from the rest of the group. And yeah, I mean, if he's with Aaron, and we know what's happened with Aaron, right? Aaron's in a very scary situation right now where he kind of can't go back to the Commonwealth now because of what happened. I mean, he killed a Commonwealth soldier, so if he goes back, they're gonna put him in jail for murder. You know, that's how it works. So he kind of can't go back at this point. He has a daughter there as well. Like, he's in a really stressful, really scary situation right now. And so the fact that we do see him with Daryl, I think this could be from episode 15. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think Daryl has also just sort of got caught up in all of this as well. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. This is definitely going to be one of those bigger things. And it seems like this is how Negan gets, wrapped up in all of this here, and the group that Negan's with, which I think is actually a really cool group. I'm actually really excited to see a lot more from them. That one character, I don't know what her name is, but man, she was such a great character. I really loved her in episode 13. We do see Maggie and Aaron together in the trailer, which means that Maggie did meet up with Negan and Aaron and the rest, and now they got to somehow deal with the Commonwealth military, which is really scary. And obviously this guy named Carlson, who is just beyond nuts right now. It is actually funny to think in terms of an actual threat. This could be up there for sure in like one of the most threatening situations that our group's ever been in, right? Or ever encountered. Like, they've encountered the Saviors. They've been in scary situations before, but they both kind of had a lot of guns. But in this situation, it's sort of like a military operation. You have a lot of troops out there. Well, actually, I don't even know if there's a lot, because I know that Lance wanted to send like 100 down there, but he couldn't because he was like, well, Pamela's going to be like, why the hell are you borrowing 100 military soldiers to go and do this, right? So there's definitely a lot less. But I mean, it's the Commonwealth. They still have all that ammunition. They're well trained. It's still scary stuff. And even with the Whispers, like, I think of the season 10 finale, like the real finale, episode 16. All of those walkers, I think, should have been way more threatening. They probably shouldn't have gotten out of that situation with ease, but, they did because of plot, and you had to rush through all that, which definitely I wasn't a fan of, and I even mentioned it in my review. But yeah, I guess my point is this Toby Carlson guy is terrifying, and I think they really got to watch out here, because this is definitely this is a nothing, or it's not a nothing situation, right? Like, this is a really scary situation that they're in right now, and I don't think Aaron or Gabriel is going to die. But I really do think that there's a possibility that we're going in that direction here with these characters. We actually see Daryl and Rosita visit a spot that I believe All Out War happened in. It was either that or it was something related to the Whisperer War. I'm pretty sure it was All Out War, though. I think this was like the field that they actually fought Negan in, which I think is actually kind of cool if they're back there. I'm pretty sure anyways, like those posts there, those fence posts, like it reminds me of that. And it's the same kind of hill. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact thing, but you guys can obviously correct me. The whole thing here, and we see this happen in the trailer quite a bit. We see Carlson wanting his weapons. That's basically why he went there, right? Like Lance hired him because he wants his shit back, right? And so now, we saw Carlson on the building. It seems like he's kicked everybody over the edge, right? Over the building. And I do want to say, what's pretty funny about that is, when he started to do that at the end of episode 13, I was pretty shocked. I was like, damn, this got dark really fast. Another character has actually done that, and he goes by the name of Strand in Fear the Walking Dead, right? He's been doing that recently. So I think that further supports my point of, I think Strand should stay the villain on Fear the Walking Dead. Like, just stay the villain now. You've done some really bad things. There's no way you can come back from this. And if somehow he does, like, man, we do see some shots of Carol. I have no idea what she's doing. Is she with the group here? It kind of seems like she's separated a little bit. Maybe she's doing some more investigative work. Again, there's nothing here really with Carol. Like, the only things we have of her here is just like her looking around here in this place, and it seems like she's alone. So I'm wondering if this is just like a random scene, maybe at the end of episode 14, that reveals some stuff, right? Like, it seems like it's kind of random. We do see some random character picks up a weapon. I don't know who this is. I originally thought it was Daryl, but I think Daryl has, like, Norman Reedus has that tattoo in his hand, unless it's the other hand. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know who that is. I originally thought it was Daryl, but I guess it's somebody else. We do hear Mercer talking to Daryl at one point in the trailer and just says, yeah, like that's a fight you ain't gonna win. So again, I do think this is more dialogue. Maybe it's not with Daryl, maybe it's with Rosita or someone, but I do think this is more, we're going in that direction now with Mercer and with everyone, where we got to start to fight back here, right? And, we're just in a scary situation. How do our characters get out of that building and deal with this Toby Carlson guy? Does the Toby Carlson guy just die here, right? I hope not, because he's such a great character. But that's just, it's one of those things. Even on Fear the Walking Dead, they had a really great character by the name of Will, who just died right away. And I hate that, because sometimes that happens on these shows, like, at least like lately, like, you'll get a character who just shows up and is like a really good character, but is like, yeah, that character is probably going to die right away, which it makes sense. There's no way this Toby Carlson guy is going to live for a while, but it would be cool if he stayed around at least until the earlier parts of part 3, you know, then maybe kill him off or something like that. But at least keep him around for a little bit, because this guy's psychotic. You know, it even seemed like, honestly, it seemed like Lance was a little scared of this guy. So, but yeah, how do our characters get out of this situation? Like, do they? I mean, obviously they will. Definitely post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.